Some more Kusarigama experimentation and training, using a nice heavy concrete block as our target. For those who haven't handled these, I think some people think they're tough, but they're maybe kind of brittle. No, they're really, really dense. Pick one up at Home Depot or Lowe's and slap it with your hand hard if you don't believe me. As a reminder while I warm up, this is probably the most complex, difficult to use, and dangerous to the user practical weapon from martial arts history. And by practical, I mean something that actually was used in fights and for a long time. There are other exotic by nature weapons that frankly have a tenuous, at best, connection to actual use. Not so here, so let's give this a shot. And we're going to learn that one of the many challenges of this weapon is accuracy. I should mention the load I'm using at the end of the chain it's steel but hollow, kind of a thick-walled cylinder, which is the right size, shape, and weight. That was my first hardware trip find, but I want to upgrade to something that's more historically accurate. It hit plenty hard, as you heard from the sound, but maybe that's why I didn't get a break, even though, and now back to the accuracy thing, I basically hit the corner. The shorter a weapon, the easier it is to be accurate, the shorter and more rigid it is. So the Kusarifundo here is both very long and fully flexible. And the harder you swing, the harder it is to be accurate, and of course I'm trying to break this. Better results in terms of accuracy this time, using my right hand by the way instead of my left. I'm trying to train with both. But let's figure out what happened here, because we still have a solid brick. This seems pretty surprising, because it rakes its way across the surface even though it's striking right into it. That's a reminder that the motion during the swing is bringing the weight back towards you. Third time. Is it a charm? Look how far one of the pieces of concrete went. Right there, whoa. So really good results this time. I got the break, got some serious distance. It's a lot of power that was delivered. The weight didn't just break the brick, it kind of went through it like a bullet. And so that's all pretty impressive, I think, but then why didn't it even take a chunk out, a small one, in the first two attempts? It could, of course, be that the brick got weakened by the first two attempts, but I didn't get that sense. You can kind of feel that when that happens. Circling back to the weight, I definitely want a better one and have a forged one on the way. Much harder than you think to get a good one, and that's why you see other videos of people using metal hooks, padlocks, things like that. Believe it or not, there just isn't an existing industrial product that happens to fit the bill. I already made a short showing this footage, but it was the final strike on the last big piece, so might as well show it here again. Overall, this was a good experiment. I guess the only thing I really walked away with it from, though, in terms of learning about the weapon, is that it's harder to aim than you think it is. Now, I hit the brick every time. I didn't miss it, but what I wanted to do with the very first attempt, and failed to do with both it and the second, was to strike it in the middle, or at least roughly in the middle. And one more thing worth pointing out, I'm swinging an actual weight and a chain. It is so much easier to be accurate with a rope and a lighter, safe training weight, because I've played with that kind of thing much more so than I have with the real deal. Pinpoint accuracy is much easier when you're not dealing with the all-metal version. There's a lot more I could get into. Hip rotation, follow-through, hand stress, speed or lack thereof, or the challenge thereof, I guess I should say. But anyway, I'm going to keep each one of these videos focused to one subject about the weapon as I continue to experiment with it. Thanks.